Welcome back, everybody. This is another war video here for Loki versus Palo. I am on path 5 today with Captain America Infinity War, Omega Sentinel, and Professor X. I do not have White Nito today. Plan here is to basically build up to my special 2 and let that do work, and bait out SB1s from Longshot, and yeah, just basically don't need the White Nito because I can take block hits and build kinetic charges. And right here, parry into my SB2. Didn't really do as much damage as I wanted. It's okay. So I'm gonna bait this out. And the glancing with Captain America is really clutch. I really like it because it like here basically takes nothing. Actually didn't even glance, just didn't do any damage. He wasn't pure hard or anything, but the second SP2 kills him with a nice big crit. Then I have Nick Fury on the heavy unstoppable Pat 5, the second node, so ebb and flow knockdown. So the plan here is to basically kill him in his first life, and ideally have the Fury up, so when I throw my SB3 it can do some damage, but if it doesn't, it's not that big a deal. I'm just gonna kind of slow play this and build my mind control charges, get to my special 3, and then take him down that way. So here we can just it's just like a long way to kill him, but it's effective. And I don't remember if I have the Fury up when I launch my SP3. I try to let him degen a bit when he goes into his decoy mode, but it's really just not that necessary. Actually, oh, I do remember, actually, I don't end up killing him with a rotation, so I needed to get another knockdown. You'll see towards the end of this, so it got a little hairy, but it's fine. So everything's going perfectly fine here. I'm even trying to control his tactical charges, so if he does throw an SB1 in the second phase, it's not going to make him go unblockable. So here he has 4. Right, I'm gonna parry a few more times, get those down. I do want to be mindful of when my Fury is gonna expire and his protection comes up, because if it's right when I stun him, then he goes, obviously he shrugs the stun, and so right here I'm like, okay, I'm just letting him degen. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna throw this. And for some reason with Conduit, the SP3 doesn't count as a knockdown now. I think they changed that. Otherwise I would get my Fury after this. So the plan here is to basically get my mind control up, hit him here. I'm not ramped, so I'm not doing much damage, but here I'm throwing the specials. I'm like, okay. He blocks it, and I don't have one more. I'm like, man, but he pushes me over, and luckily my prowess ends up killing him, so that worked. And next up I have America Chavez on the 456 mini in section 1, and here the plan, I believe, if I remember correctly, is to use Captain Infinity War. If he happens to eat a SP2, he can glance some of it, so it kind of adds extra protection. So I'm just going to parry heavy and kind of build to it. I have my science boost on, so it should pick me back up to a bar and a half maybe, depending on the crit. So it didn't crit there, and I'm like, alright, so I'm at a bar. She throws this, I'm going to block it, build kinetic charges. And I do have a wag, someone else dropped it. I definitely would need it here to be completely safe. And here I think I'll just go for it. Yeah, after this I'm gonna go for it. Got my 2 Furies up and just go for the kill shot. Didn't crit, it's okay. Now I have a Storm X on the 25, the Power Snack mini, where she is also unblockable based off her prowess. I'm gonna heal block her with the Mega Sentinel and just dex the SB1, and I am Nullify immune, so Power Snack does not come into play. I have a Power Start 1 because of the fight before, it just ran together. Didn't really want it or need it, but it's okay. So here I'm just gonna fade this out. Also get a Power Sting on me every time. I think either of us gain a bar of power, but the plan is just to heal block her and get her down. I'm gonna throw my SB3 as soon as this clears, and there we go. And just so I can incinerate her. I didn't put on suicides for this. Didn't really feel like the need, like the Bishop fight, not scared over SB1 or anything, so I don't really need the extra damage. And it's ticking at 1800 right here. Kill blocker again. I should pause it. Kill blocker here. Oh, she's dead. And then next up I have a Mojo. So I was debating whether to use Captain America or Professor X here, and I was like, you know what, I can use Professor X, and if I happen to take he gets stingy with the special sometimes, and sometimes he just throws them all the time, but if I happen to take an SP2 to the face, I just need the protection to be down, and I can go from an SP2 straight to an SP3 as long as I'm in mind control. So I need to be above 50, and then I'm kind of safe. And here he throws this. What I should have done is I should have gone for the intercept here, and I could have just ended the fight freely. But I wanted to build to 100 to be safe, and he gets stingy with his specials here. And I'm like, come on. So I'm like, I don't want to get stuck in the corner, so I'm like, come on. Okay, I'll push him to 2 and I'll take it on the block. And of course, when I'm moving, he hits me. So I'm like, alright, I need to get this Fury up. Boom, it's there. And I'll throw my SP3 and I'm safe. And that's basically it. I will lose some health from the little lag in between where I can spam my special 3s, but it's kind of like a safety net that I had with Professor X, thinking like, okay, if I happen to get in trouble, at least I have this. And he played ball. He came at me when I went for the intercept, so that was good. And I think this actually kills it. And next up, I have a Killmonger. Again, I don't have a Wags on this fight, don't need it. I'm just gonna counter heavy or counter his SB1 to build charges, and then SB3 spam. Pretty straightforward. Just need to get to 100 charges. I still had my Power Start 1 from the previous fight. Actually, I may have put one on specifically for the Mojo, yeah, so this one ran with that. And the Omega Sentinel ran with the Captain America one versus Chavez. So Professor X is great for here because only his first medium makes contact, so reverb is very limited. His heavies don't at all. And so here, I just make sure that if I'm hit into his block, his counter punch is off. And basically just kind of counter heavy, so right here. And I got the intercept there. What I should have done is just initiate mind control like on my own. I would have just not taken block damage, but it didn't really matter. My last that's my last fight. It was supposed to be, but we had a Rintraw next, and I've taken Rintraw on this very next fight with Captain America, plenty of times. It's just a little bit longer, but we had space for a torch. So we sent a torch there. Unfortunately, our torch died. So I went to go clean it up. It's only about 60k. So I just went in. I wasn't boosted. Just, just gonna parry heavy. He has a white Magneto pre-fight on here. So it's just get the intercept and then kind of do damage. Even without the intercept, Captain America is kind of a tank, and he hits like a truck, so it'd be fine. But I'm gonna parry heavy, build my charges. I want to keep heavying him to keep his charges down and stay out of his corner, stay out of my corner, and just bait his SB1 basically. He'll power gain if he has a neutralize on me with the dex. So right here, I'm gonna go for an intercept, and I get it. So now I'm like, all right, it's very heavy while I have this this Fury. I go for an SB1 to get some big bleeds on him, and he just walks forward and takes all that bleed damage. So I was like, all right, perfect. And he is going to be dead. And that was the war. We ended up winning. Shout out to our MVPs, B McG, B Manny, and Legacy. It was a close war. We didn't really deserve to win, but we pulled it out. So that's all good news. Next up, we have a war versus MIBR. This is like their baby alliance, if you want to call it that. It's still tier 1. But I'm on path 4 today. It's a short war, so I combined both war videos. This is Elsa. Basically 3 more debuffs, and I lose the ability to parry and other things. So I get a weakness on me the closer I am. So the thought process is to basically parry heavy with White Nito and dex her SB1s and try not to get cornered. And here I dex clearly. I literally fight her in Q all the time, so I'm not really scared of her. I don't get a good crit there, unfortunately, but she is being rather aggressive, so she's kind of in my face. And I'm like, okay, now I'm getting in the corner, so I'm like, I want to get her away from me. I do another SB1, that crits pretty well. I'm like, alright, I need to get this, I take this to the block just because I'm like, the fight's almost over. I don't need some crazy incinerates or busted damage on me and have me just end it. So just another SB1 and it's done. Next up I have, I was supposed to take an I-Hulk on Power Snack before this. That's why I brought Omega Sentinel, so I could heal block I-Hulk and just kind of take him down. We ended up quaking it. If I would have known I wasn't going to take it, I would have brought Guardian in for this, or Nimrod, just because the debuffs give Kitty extra damage here. So while I can place a tracking on her and I don't have to worry about her phasing, it actually just makes her hit harder. It doesn't really matter. This is my only Omega Sentinel fight. So I was like, okay, just, I've taken Kitty with Professor X as well. It's just, you gotta clear her prowess and just keep that in mind. So the plan is basically just to build to an SB2 or 3, I'm not sure. I think an SB2 is what I do. But I'm gonna clear this out, and I think I'm gonna go for an intercept here. Yeah, and I get it. I'm gonna throw my SB2, and it's going to hit rather hard. It's 4 prowess, so she can phase, but it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna throw another tracking on her, and basically the fight is over at this point. And then next up I have Immortal. I was supposed to take this with Torch with the global up, but as the war was going on, my White Nito wasn't really needed on any island. Steve totally slaughtered a Spider Ham, so it was just safer to save it. Save this fight for the global down. I get parried as he was already blocking there, which is ridiculous, but it doesn't really matter. This fight is over as soon as I get that intercept, and he's being friendly with the specials, and the fight is over. So we end up winning this war as well. They died on the boss, unfortunately for them, fortunate for us. So we won another war, another close one, but we're trying to clean up our debt so we can do better closing out the season. Shout out to Lags, Clown, and Mad Cat as our MVPs. See you in the next one.